Well, hey there, YouTube. It's Petey Two Finger, and today I ran across a channel called LGR. I'm supposed to be recording. I recorded yesterday all day, did a song. The eighth song for this, I guess you'd call it an album. Anyway, I tend to work a day, take a day off. And today was my day off. I'm watching videos. I ran into this LGR Lazy Gaming Reviews channel, and he had a bunch of MIDI sound modules from the 90s. It was all technology that I was familiar with coming up in the 90s and playing around with computer music and video gaming. I did a lot of that. It seemed like I was constantly upgrading. I never really went out and bought a computer new. We did that once. So I was just discussing this with my wife, going through the history of our personal computers and just how we've really utilized a lot of computers, but we never really went out and bought one. We did that one time when we were just up against a wall. There was really no way to upgrade cheap, and we did get a good deal. And what we got our money's worth out of it. Anyway. There's been certain places, Fry's, Micro Center, and then Hans System. Hans System, if you live here in Chicago, it's in Westmont, Illinois. Hans System is in the Anchor Rock Industrial Park. It's on 61st Street in Westmont, Illinois. And that he runs weird hours. It tends to be like 9 to 5, but only open during the week. And Han is what everyone calls him. He is a Korean gentleman, speaks with a thick accent, smokes cigarettes. Every once in a while you'll see him have a smoke. He has this massive warehouse. It's like two 20,000 square foot warehouses. Well, you know what? I think he's down to just one now. But Han System is full of computer stuff, and he used to have a lot more retro stuff. Now it's more laptops and modern computers, but it seems like what he does is buys pallets of older business computers that are still not older, like 90s computers, but these would be like 5 years old, and gets them going, and then sells them to the public. So place like Hans System has been integral. Also, people garbage picking and giving me stuff. I've had people give me computers. We bought computers from Goodwill. I got a XPS 700, which retailed for $4,000. It's got a stainless steel case, color changing LEDs on the front, huge cooling fans. And that, like I said, that was Dell's, I think it's a Dell's flagship computer. It was $4,000. I paid $27 for that. It was missing the hard drives, and the PS2 keyboard port didn't work. So I installed my own hard drives, and I used a USB keyboard. And I thought for sure, when I got that, I thought, well, that computer, once the motherboard starts having problems, it's going to likely to fail. And it's worked wonderfully. So the point is, you can kind of get away with a lot. If you know how to put a computer together, if you realize a lot of times when you experience motherboard failure, if you look in the area close to the power input, there's some large capacitors, and those usually, they're blown. The top of the cap will be rounded out, And then you order replacements and unsolder them and install a new capacitor and solder it up, and you're back in business. So we've done really well. The amount of PC time that my wife and I have spent is mind-numbing. We've been on the computer. We've accomplished a lot with our computers. We've used them to create and edit video and music and gaming. We did LAN party stuff with our family. So we've really benefited quite a bit, possibly too much. Spent too much time on the computer as opposed to real life. but we really aren't the type of people to go out and buy a new, go to Best Buy and give them $1,500, $3,000. That's just never happened, you know. Watching this LGR's channel, I'm recommending you go over there and check it out. The MIDI mountain video he did was very entertaining. One of the other videos that I ran into that I really wanted to talk about today, besides just bragging about how thrifty I am with repairing computers, is called Exploring a Massive Retro Computer Warehouse. And it's in Dallas, kind of. It's a little bit outside of Dallas, but it's called, what was it called? Computer Switch?
Reset?
Computer Reset. And he basically, it's like an hour-long video, maybe 47 minutes and 40 seconds. He tells the story of how he's into this retro computing. He likes old IBM computers. And I do too. That's my first computer was an 8088 with no hard drive. It had two 5 1/4 floppies. That real nice, super, like you could murder some with it. That keyboard that's metal, super heavy, clicky clack when you work on it. And like I remember working on songs that ended up on my first CD. Boy, you don't want to listen to that one. I did a Harry Nilsson cover, a song called Spaceman that I loved when I was a little kid. I covered that song. And I remember using a hardware drum sequencer made by Oberheim called the Oberheim Drummer. And you could plug a MIDI keyboard into this thing, and it would give you a 4 count, and then you could play these drums. You would MIDI through it to a sound module, and then you could record and quantize and do all this stuff. And I bought that before I had a computer. I got a deal on it. I paid like $39 for it, and it was great. It had all these patterns. You could put the patterns together into blocks and write songs, and it worked great. I still have it somewhere. I should be using it. I could use it live and everything, but I'm not using MIDI anymore. So I had programmed the drum part for this song Spaceman, which is a 3.5-minute pop song, and I went to record the MIDI information onto the computer. So I hit record on the computer, I hit play on the drum sampler. It plays the drum beat for the whole song, and I hit the space bar on this 8088 computer to stop the recording. It says, please wait. It's flashing. Please wait. Please wait. Well, it never stopped flashing. So I think, well, something's wrong. It's frozen, even though it's flashing. Please wait. So I rebooted and tried it again, same thing, and pretty soon I'm thinking, well, something with the wiring, something with the IRQ conflict, something with the card. I'm reseating cards, tearing everything apart, and it's 3 days later, and I can't get this thing to save. I'm in there working on it on the third day, and I'm beginning to really feel depressed. Like, my dreams of being this amateur recording musician at home. I had quit the band. I had played in a ton of bands. I was always in 3 bands at once, playing bass and singing backup vocals. And I had quit this band that I had played in for 15 years. And that was a big deal, And the idea was to record, and this is like my first thing I could really be proud of, is this cover. Because I had done some experimenting. A lot of it was just goofing around, and then this was like I was really seriously doing it. And on that third day, I remember just feeling utter defeat. And I left. I went into the kitchen and made myself some lunch and ate that. Went to the bathroom. Washed up. Go back to the bedroom, and here it is. It's finished. When it was flashing, please wait, it meant please wait. So this 8088 computer, to save the MIDI data, this is no audio, it's just zeros and ones, just the MIDI data for a 3-minute song, took 35 minutes. And that's when I realized I needed to upgrade. That 8088 that I got wherever, I don't remember where I got that computer. It was either at this R2, this reuse recycle warehouse, or it might have been at a garage sale or something. So yeah, I know about old computers. I've been through that. The next computer I built, a 286, didn't have a case. I don't know where I got the parts. A lot of this I can't remember, but I remember there was a short something. The motherboard was making contact. It was not good. And I ended up getting an Acer 286. I traded this guy a sound card, one of my Roland sound cards, memory card. And he gave me this 286 that I still have. And I used that. I used it on my Can't Compete album. So, yeah, I'm experienced with this stuff. And if you're into this kind of thing, you should check out this guy's channel, LGR. It's a great channel. But more importantly, you should watch this video where he goes to Computer Reset in Dallas, Texas. It's called Exploring a Massive Retro Computer Warehouse. I'll leave a link in the description. It's incredible. This is a great YouTube video. You guys are going to really enjoy this. You just got to see it. You've never seen anything like this. I mean, this is really something. So check it out, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.